Well, it's been a while. It's been a long, long time. And you think about it, this was going to happen eventually. 4 times WA $1 million champion. 4 times Wrestler Anonymous $1 million champion. That really, you know, when I thought about doing this a long time ago, it was around the time of my retirement. And let's face facts here. Wrestler Anonymous is pretty much dead. And I think I know what killed it. I think I know what killed it. Well, it's right here. It's the fact that over my entire career, over at Sultan's of Slam, this was the one thing I wanted. More than the world title, more than the open title, more than any title. And if you look at Wrestler Anonymous, I mean, this is honestly, this is better than the world title. You know why? Because of one little nerd, a $1 million nerd, that since the days of Sultans of Slam, without me, there would be no $1 million nerd. He wouldn't be anybody. He wouldn't be anyone, now that I think about it. He would not be anybody if it wasn't for me. And this is the one thing I wanted to get to prove to him that I am better than you. Once and for all. And not only did I have it once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times. And I could have had it for a fifth, I think. I believe I could have it for a fifth. But you know what? All of those years trying to get back at him. Now that I have it, it's not worth the gold it's printed on. It's not worth the diamonds in it. It's not worth its weight in gold. If anything, just a prop. Because honestly, that is exactly when I think of it. It's nothing. A place that was supposed to be an alternative to Wrestler Unstoppable really isn't anymore, is it? Which was once a promising beta has now become just trash. Has just become garbage. And if anything, it's just become really, it's just not even worth it. Like, why even go through this promo? Why even say what I was going to say? I mean, think about it. It was once a promising beta. It was once something actually worthwhile. It's barely existent. It's a barren wasteland. It's a place that not a lot of people go on. And ever since I retired in Thanksgiving, that belt that you saw, in fact, all of the belts, the Iron Man title and the world title, along with that, have not been defended since around Thanksgiving. Since around that time. And you know why? There's no management. And the management that is there doesn't care enough to stay there. That should tell you something. That honestly should tell you why just to give up. Just to give up. And there was something I was thinking of. Wasn't there a Warlords of Wrestling or something like that? Whatever happened to that? I'll tell you what happened to that. When Roddy Piper died, and God rest his soul, when he died, so did Warlords of Wrestling, or Warriors of Wrestling, or whatever it was, but then it got copyrighted by the actual Warriors of Wrestling, to where you had to change it around, to where you had Roddy Piper, a legend, a Hall of Famer, and if there was a Hall of Immortals, he would be in it. I'm not only sure that's a guarantee. You made him the face of your brand, Carmine. You made him the face of your brand, or should I say stallion? Or what should I call you? Because you're nothing more than a political commentator now. You don't care about the business that made you what you are today. And neither does anyone around it. I mean, think about it. You had someone legendary like Ivan Koloff, a man that when he won the then WWF Championship from Bruno Sammartino, the only equivalent of shock in Madison Square Garden would be the equivalent of The Undertaker losing his streak. That is how silent. You could literally hear a pin drop. You could hear anything you wanted in that building. And then he passed away. God rest his soul. So who do you have left to be the face of your brand that is surely dead by now? I mean, you had a guy that was strutting and cutting, a guy who only answered yes or no. You had a guy who was infatuated with his own asshole. Or maybe it was just his ass, I don't care. But then again, with Hogan, might have been his asshole because that's how he got the spots he needed anyway. I mean, you have people that were in WWE now. Looks familiar. But, I mean, who do you even have? You had porn stars. You had, God, I've probably forgotten more that you had that's already been gone. And let's talk about Wrestler Unstoppable. A place that, honestly, if it wasn't for the Rocket Ninjas, if it wasn't for the mods, if it wasn't for anyone who was in control of that place, would have died off too. But since it's basically a dating app at this point, they might as well let it live, right? I mean, honestly, what is more sad than that? Instead of trying to find someone that really understands you, that really cares about you, you try to stay kayfabe, in character. How's that working out for you? How's it working out for you? And God bless anyone else that tries to make an app and tries to make the wrestling scene great again, because we all know it's not. We all know it will never be what it was. So, basically what I'm trying to say is that I don't need you, wrestling world. You need me more than I need you. And quite frankly, it's a sad attempt to try to make something that I've been doing for 11 years now into a joke. And it's sad. It really is sad, but you know, you might as well support them, and the links are in the description somewhere. I mean, if they even still work. God bless them. They don't know what they're doing. But then again, what do I know? I'm probably just one of the most hated people in the world. But then again, I'm not always the right guy, right? I'm not always don't make the most sense in the world, but think about it. That's all I have to say. Just think about it.